A Nebraska middle school teacher has pleaded guilty to crossing the U.S.-Mexican border to have sex with one of her students.
She crossed the boundary. There's no question about that. That's why we're pleading guilty today.
Kelsey Peterson's plea was part of an attempt to ensure she'll spend less than a decade in prison. The victim's attorney says they're just ready for the whole thing to be over.
This would have been a very ugly trial. This would have been something that really nobody would have benefited from. The facts of this case, are fairly salacious. I think it's best to plead. Let's move on.
Prosecutors say Peterson started having sex with the boy when he was 12 years old, but the woman's lawyer disputes that claim. He says the alleged victim was likely at least 16 when the affair began, and he was the aggressor.
Think about this. Under what scenario is it okay for a teacher to have sex with a middle school student?
The pair disappeared last October shortly after a school superintendent confronted Peterson about the relationship. The 26-year-old teacher was arrested a week later in Mexico. Authorities say the boy was an illegal immigrant when he left the country with his former math teacher. He's now back in Nebraska with family. His lawyers are trying to get him on the path to citizenship. Peterson is expected back in court in September. She's still facing state kidnapping and sexual assault charges. Local officials say they probably won't pursue those charges until after the federal sentencing. Brian Thomas, The Associated Press.